My ex-boss wants to kill me. This follows after his business was exposed. Beers and drinks are now in every corner of the country. People are like... Hello viewers, welcome once again to another educative episode of African Confessions HD, right here on Extraordinary Africa. My name is Solution Uncle. If you're still new, in this show we publish lifetime confessions. Usually we publish anonymously for their own safety reasons. Listener, you're having a challenge, you're having a problem, don't go to the forest and commit suicide. Feel free to share your story with us. Don't be shy, don't be afraid. Freely send your confession on our WhatsApp number +263 775 597 775 +263 775 597 775. Or you can contact our PR Fidel Goch at Gmail account, fidelgoch@gmail.com. Listener, you're having a challenge, you're having a problem, don't go to the forest. Don't go to the forest and commit suicide. And today we have this confession of our lovely brother who is saying he once saved this boss who put something in drinks they are selling to the public. Drinks which are being vomited by a snake. Unbelievable story. Listeners, without wasting much of your time, let me read through the confession. Good morning, Solution Uncle. As of me, I am struggling. I am in trouble. I am unable to stay in my house. A house which was left to me by my parents. Just because of this ex-boss of mine. My ex-boss wants to kill me. This follows after his business was exposed. He is into beverages. They produce drinks and beers. The beers and drinks are now in every corner of the country. People are liking them. It's now almost a year since he started the business. He goes to church. He did good. Took young men from the villages and employed them. No one could ever suspect him. But my ex-boss is a dangerous person to the community. I am unable to stay in my house. After everything was exposed, he killed several workers in spirit, and I am now one of the only left who is still alive. I am afraid. He is well connected. There is nowhere to go and report. So this is what happened before. My name is Timothy. But please do not disclose my identity. I grew up in a rural area staying with my parents. Later on, we moved to town. My parents have 3 kids, my eldest brother and my youngest brother. My eldest brother was a soccer player. He played for a football club I can't mention, but the football club is still in the Premier League of South Africa. He was a good striker. He featured in national teams sometimes. Before he played top flight football, we have been a struggling family. He became our pillar of strength. So as a person who was well known in town, he started to have well-known friends as well, rich friends. Some of them could say, "We want to be with you at our party," just to make our party valuable by hiring a celebrity to be present. So my brother later on have many friends, rich friends who just liked his fame, not liked what he was. So from what my brother was doing, me and our little sibling who were staying with our parents in the rural area, we have to move to the town after he started playing in top flight football. We grew up in a poor background. But by that time, my brother started to be chosen by Bafana, started to playing in his top flight league. He managed to build a house for us in town. We moved from the rural area, left everything like it was and moved to town. Started to have a better life in town. My brother was good. He was well to us, and it's difficult for me to blame him for the problem I'm facing now, because it's very hard to suspect that. My brother was always good. He encouraged us to go to church. Yes, he encouraged us to do good things. I'm only afraid of what he used to do sometimes. Looking like a good person, looking like someone who is very caring. I am not blaming my brother, but I'm comparing their character with my ex-boss, his friend. So it happens that my brother later on passed away. He passed away. It was a mysterious death. We just heard it on news as ourselves that this player has been found dead. It came as a shock. Just imagine receiving news that your brother is died on TV. That's how we parted with my brother. That's how he left us. It was so painful. From that time, from those days, my parents didn't have good health. Both of them. Both of them have been struggling from sugar diabetes and high blood pressure. Why could this happen to our child? How can this happen to our breadwinner? The child who took us from the village to stay here. Then we just hear on news that is normal. Few months after we moved to town, this shocked our family as a whole. That's life. We later on accepted it, but it was very difficult to accept. The funeral was done. People came. That's when we saw that businessman who later became my boss. He attended the funeral. By the time he arrived, we heard that family members were needed to have a meeting with that man. A friend of the deceased who is a business person need you. You want to talk with you. That's the message we received. There is something you want to tell you. The man passed his condolences first to us and said he was very sorry for the loss. He later on said he was going to buy everything which was needed during the funeral, from food to the grave, everything for it to be a big funeral in our village. He supported everything, transport. As a celebrity, a lot of people accompanied us to the village for burial. My brother was buried, and from that day we continued to be with that connection with that man. We believed in him because we thought he's just a stranger who came to support us. The only thing my brother did which was tangible, which you can see it even today, is that house only. He was more into women and they drained him. That businessman took advantage and came and supported the funeral and said he was going to support the funeral and the family after the funeral. And there are papers he tricked my parents to sign without my knowledge so that he can have access to some of the benefits which were supposed to come to us as a family. As poor people, you will be without knowledge. You will be always afraid, and you will be afraid to be sued, afraid to exceed to boundaries, and afraid to be in trouble. So we just left it like that. And the way my brother died let our parents not to be well again. They never recovered. Mom was a patient of sugar diabetes. My father became a patient of BP, high blood pressure. They later died. Another thing which made them to be more ill, seriously ill, is that my young brother passed on the same date our brother died the following year. This is happening a year after my elder brother died. This led us to be with many questions, but without options as poor people, We just left it like that, but we have many questions in our minds. How can this be a natural death? A year after the brother died, the following year, the same day, those two died. Is the same day again my father died, but on another year. My mother's illness exceeded. She died the following month. Our relatives from extended family started pointing at me. This person is the one responsible for killing the family. He wants to take the house. This is the person responsible for doing all this. So that businessman became a close friend to me. I shared a lot with him, telling him everything my relatives were saying about me, and he took advantage of it. He wanted to take me. I want to start working with you. Everyone who is trying to kill you or who is trying to threaten you must face me first. So I thought he was saving me. I don't know, maybe something is being hidden. Maybe there's something they did with my brother. So I moved to one of his house in Pretoria, working at the industry where they are producing drinks and beers. They are well licensed. They are operating well. But I started having dreams, bad dreams, when I started working in that plant. I have always dreaming my brother coming to me saying, leave that place. And one of our workmates who was struggling from a certain disease forgot the pills and returned to work at midnight. He said he was shocked. The gates were opened, the doors to the main common room were unlocked. He entered into the common room. There was a snake. It was vomiting liquid, and the liquid is being put into the drums. The boss was with 2 servants wearing red. They were all wearing red. And from that, worker suspected that the liquid is the liquid we use to put in the drinks and the beer, which makes the drink more different to other drinks, and people like it the most. The next morning, he told another worker, after exposing that he started bleeding from nose, died the next day. Workers started dying one by one at their homes. After I saw that this is what is happening, that's when I took my wife and my kid. We relocated to another place, and it's now 3 months we are here. Please let me have advices from your audiences, because I am now jailed. I am now caged. I wish I could be in my house, but I am afraid of this man. I know him. So I have been consulting sangomas. They are telling me that this person sacrificed your brother. He stole your brother's fame and put it into his business. That's why he is failing to kill you by spiritual means like he did to others. But he wants to kill you in physical. And for the ritual to be alive, I should be still alive. So different things are being said by sangomas. There is nothing he is going to do. These are some sangomas which are saying that that's what I was told by many sangomas. I don't like to be involved in rituals. I hate rituals. Please let your people advise me. How can I approach this man? How can I approach, because I want to be disconnected from this. I want to take action against him. He destroyed my family. That's my confession, uncle. Thank you so much, my brother, for confessing. Thank you for sharing your story with us. We have learned from your story. We have learned so much from your story. To the people who are listening, don't forget to leave your comment. But before we get much into it, let's go through comments from our last upload. That was a confession written. My in-law takes my husband for sleepovers. A lot of people commented. User QD1MH4GQ4Q. What happened to all your parents left you? It's your legacy. You can just go to one of your parents' houses, stay with your children. Mimi, one of our top listeners. How are you, Mimi? It's been a long time. A man who is too attached to their mother is a huge red flag. Always ask and never think it's cute. It's weakness. Don't love. This is spiritual. If you don't have a true relationship with God, you will never win. Once you see people in dreams winning you, then it's spiritual war, not physical. This is also an advice to you, brother. Where's this confession I was reading? I will reread this comment. Don't love. This is spiritual. If you don't have a true relationship with God, you will never win. Once you see people in dreams warning you, then it's spiritual war, not physical. Blurry face, yes. Move out of that house as soon as possible. It is even better because you're working. Try to gather the basic first. Don't ever let them know where you move out. Keep it a surprise. Thank you for the tips, my sister. And Ruth Buzaite, one of our top listeners. How are you, sister? How is your day? How is your day? Jesus is the only solution for all our issues. And there was Dos Ofifi. I am so sorry you are going through all this. your mother-in-law and husband are sleeping together, keep praying and seeking God, because like Solution Uncle said, it's witchcraft. Take your warnings seriously. She's up to something. Pray and seek God. Please believe. Invite Jesus into your life. In Yolanda, ask Jesus to divorce you from this family. Fast and pray to Jesus all the time. You protect you and leave when you can, because that family worships the devil. That was a comment from you, a lovely listener. And someone is saying in this other upload, the musician, the maid who was working for a musician, there was a reaping of the harvest ministry. Correction, my brother, the Sabbath is from the sunset on Friday to sunset on Saturday. Thank you so much for the feedback. Thank you so much. Ruth Bozaiti, Jesus is the only solution for all your issues. Bro, trust me, run to him, repent, and he will help you. Those were some of the comments we received from our lovely listeners. Thank you so much for commenting. Thank you so much for leaving your comments. Thank you so much for your contributions. These people are in need of our advices, or else some of them will end up committing suicides, which is what we don't like. And lovely listeners, thank you for always supporting this extraordinary show. The show is growing. Everything is going in the right direction. And by God's grace, we just wish we'll save many lives. Yes, we'll save many lives. God will use us. And to the brother, I will leave your story to the listeners. I will leave to the listeners. But as of me, in my own opinion, I encourage you to fast. Because you're being used. Fast, start praying, repent, confess, find a God-fearing church. They will help you to get back to your normal life. Sorry for the losses. Listeners, that's your brother. Don't forget to comment. Thank you so much for listening. Until we meet again in other episodes. Bye for now.